Is development an inherently violent process? This is an important question to ask, especially knowing that development does not mean the same thing for everyone. But first, let's take a look on the concept of identity. Identity is a personal thing for everyone. Identity might be how we see ourselves or how others see ourselves. It is always relational, contextual, dynamic, and fluid. That is why the association of identity as a box about ideas, or more dangerously tied to a certain type of behavior or merit, is irrelevant. For example, a person can be black, trans woman, and Guatemalan. Those three are distinct ways of describing oneself. Two of the most common identities are associated with race and gender. Historically, race was always a contested idea. Even in science, race was a subject of discrimination, especially towards people of color. But the thing is, there are more variations of races, and it cannot be categorized into merely external appearances. Subjectivity is also applied to gender case. As can be seen in the genderbread person illustration, there are more than binary forms of gender identities, expression, and sexual orientation. Again, it is not rigid, and we cannot associate certain traits of, let's say, clothing to signify one's gender or sexual orientation. These differences are prone to be subjects of supremacy and discrimination. The mentality of us versus them is a conscious and active form of othering, meaning that we associate characteristics other than what we have not only to be different, but also possess lower quality of life. This idea is stemming from colonialism and imperialism. It then creates a form of structural violence, which basically means where the system or structure or institution prevents people from meeting their needs.
I need you to understand how painful this is. I need you to understand how painful it is to be reminded every day that your race means nothing. And that isn't the case anymore. That is never the case anymore.
Relating to that, Paul Farmer, a medical anthropologist discussing pro-women's health in Haiti, said that structural violence is visited upon all those whose social status denies them access to the fruits of scientific and social progress. The irony is, development in many areas such as economy, science, etc. should be beneficial, not only for certain groups of people, but supposedly everyone. Unfortunately, differences in the mentality that certain traits are more superior are hindering us from making progress. The first step is to disassemble the idea of discrimination is to acknowledge that there are multi-layers of oppression happening simultaneously. It is called intersectionality. It focuses on the premise that since identity is not a fixed and rigid idea, oppression can be multi-layered. Our relations can act at multiple levels of oppression.